The Boys season finale has just aired, just watched it, and there's going to be a spoiler-free review of season 5 as a whole. Gotta say, pretty decent season, to be honest. A lot of people said that season 5 was mid because the first 7 episodes had a lot of just filler. You know, they spent a lot of time doing this and that, trying to get V1 or whatever. That was like the main sort of plot. They had some bottle episodes in there that didn't really do too much to affect the plot, and they were kind of winding down and not doing too much action except for maybe episode 7. But I gotta say, I feel the series overall ends on a solid note. It's a little bit bittersweet because they can't close the loop on too many different things, but I feel like everyone got a pretty solid ending. A lot of the arcs got sort of tied up neatly, a little bit too neatly maybe, but I kind of feel like the last episode definitely needed more action. I felt what we were given was pretty solid. Felt a little rushed. Even Eric Kripke said that he didn't want to do 90 minutes because he would have to have more gaps and more stuff, but I feel like they could have probably went a little bit harder on the action scenes or the scope or anything. One thing is that I've been following the series for 7 years now, like a lot of people, and I've read all the comics though. I read the comics way before the show even was made, and Garth Ennis, you know, he's a weird writer, you know, and the same for Preacher. Preacher is a weird comic. It was okay. The show is an improvement, and the same for The Boys. The Boys has a really good, solid concept of like a dystopian world where like superheroes are basically celebrities, but they're corrupt and vicious. And the show did a really good job of keeping that cynical, bleak edge for the first couple seasons. Season 3 was really good. Season 4, a little bit of a slippage because it was sort of losing itself a little bit, but then I feel like they sort of started to introduce the sort of good twists that you need. They started to deviate a little bit, but I was wondering what elements they're going to use for the finale. And they actually used a lot more than I thought they would, but I guess a lot of people who know what the comics is all about were expecting more of it to be in the finale, and it wasn't. So the main thing to take away is that they did the best with what they could. They probably could have went for a more epic tone, to be honest. A lot of stuff was off screen. You know, Homelander doesn't seem that scary in the last season, to be honest, even after his ascension to godhood, his whole plot or whatever. Kind of feel like he needed to go a little bit crazier. But overall, pretty strong season. I have to watch it week by week because a lot of people like to post spoilers now. I had Daredevil Born Again season 2 spoiled for me a little bit so I had to start watching it week to week. People get too excited, or they do it on purpose to troll people. You know, they'll take like a photo or a snapshot of the episode and just straight up put it up there and say like, I can't believe so-and-so died or something, or I can't wait for this to happen, and they post like an actual picture or like a list of who died, who's whatever, and so overall it's you know, it's tough, and I guess it's one of the caveats of having to watch television now. You have to watch it week by week. You can't wait for all the episodes to air and then binge it, because there's just that small chance that you'll be doom scrolling and you'll accidentally get up middle of the season spoiled for you. But everyone seems to get a pretty solid end in this the show. Definitely feels a little bit anticlimactic in certain parts, but overall pretty solid stuff. So The Boys, I think it's worth watching if you haven't watched it before or you want to. It's a pretty solid 5-season show. Season 5 was pretty strong for me. I didn't have any complaints with the finale. I thought it was riveting television. Could have been better, obviously, but you make do with what you got, and then they kind of rushed everything in the last episode, but whatever. So that's my review of season 5.